Hello, I'm Jonathan Milam here with a trumpet review, and the instrument that we have here today is a simply excellent specimen of vintage trumpets. This is a 1926 Conn 22B, which at the time was called the New York Symphony trumpet, I believe. Don't know if you can see it here, but it has got ornate engraving, the length of the bell from the flare all the way to the crook. And of course, the highlight of this is not only the fine rendering of the Conn company name, but if you can see that, if it focuses well enough, this has a very rare emblem on it. It's called the Lady with Hat. A very, very fine picture. And again, if you can see that bell, it's just so ornate, so pretty. This trumpet is in gold. Of course, they silver plate because gold will not adhere directly to brass. But they silver plate and then they put the gold on top. There is some wear through the filigree here, just a hint of silver that shows in areas, which really is on its own quite attractive. This horn, of course, 68, 87 years old, 88 years old, something like that. There's definitely some signs of wear where the hand has touched the lead pipe through here. See a little bit over on this part of the horn. Almost to be expected. If a horn is pristine at this age in its original condition, you almost feel like it probably was not a player, as they say. Just a tremendous instrument. Lots of bells and whistles that go along with this horn. One thing you might notice is missing is the pinky ring there to hold that. Believe me, you don't use your claw grip with the thumb out of place on the first valve like so many trumpeters do when there's no pinky ring. They didn't start putting that on for a couple of more years yet, and it does force you to hold the trumpet properly. And what a change that is. Okay, a few other things that I could mention. First of all, there's a piece here. It actually holds the tuning slide so that you can maneuver it different places. It locks into place. I took that out because there are some other implements that came with this horn that I wanted to show, and it makes the transition a little bit easier. Wonderful, wonderful sound. I just don't know if it'll convey, but a very full, majestic sound. Not too bright, not too dark. Really, this is what a trumpet should sound like. Okay, we'll play something real quickly here. Okay, a quick scale. And of course the B scale. And I was actually going to do an A scale, but anyway, the reason we do a scale is to show you the bottom, the top, the tone in between. I did a C scale on one, then I did an F scale to show you the lower range and the upper range. And someone made a comment, it was a C scale. Yes, that would be a C scale, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. We're trying not to show all of our fingering dexterity, which might be somewhat lacking, honestly. Just the difference in range is what we're trying to look at. Now, one reason I'm not doing a whole lot of that at this moment is because another thing that came with this horn is a little piece like this, gold-plated like the rest of the horn, and this is a Cornet mouthpiece adapter. Slips into the trumpet like this and tightened firmly. Then your favorite Cornet mouthpiece will work. I use a relatively small mouthpiece, actually not so small, but usually not a large throat or bore. This is a large throat and bore in the mouthpiece with a Cornet mouthpiece adjuster. interesting adjustment there. And the last thing that I wanted to show you was the additional tuning slide that came with this. Of course, you see the in between, and what this is, it's a quick change from B flat, which the regular slide that I've got in, it has a quick change mechanism that moves it down to the key of A. And we'll try that as well, which unbelievably enough, we're talking about trumpets and what changes most, bells, shape, or so on. And one guy wrote in at trumpetherald.com, which I enjoy very much, and he said everything affects everything. And strangely enough, with this piece in, it brightens the horn somewhat. And every tuning slide, I think, is going to be different, just like every trumpet. But very interesting. Just a slightly brighter tone with this in. Frankly, I like it better. It does add, however, some weight to the horn. Okay. And the quick change puts it down a half a step. And if you want to see what we're doing there, it's a turn, about a half turn. For those of you that have brought a challenge, you've still got a hope here. You can just use the slide to waver it back and forth. Little humor. Absolutely a tremendous instrument. I've had some vintage trumpets I worked on, cleaned, tried everything I could get to, and it's amazing how thoroughly you can clean a horn if you just got the right implements, and never could get a sound out of them. This is the oldest trumpet I've had, 1926, and the compression on it is nice, which is always a plus. All of the slides work well, and with the adjustable tuning slide from B flat to A, the Cornet mouthpiece adapter, what a jewel of a horn, the fine engraving, just a real pleasure to have an instrument like this. It's a 1926 Conn 22B. Back then, I believe that was called the New York Symphony, and this is the early model. Thanks for spending the time with me. If you enjoy it, say hi. If you don't enjoy it, go somewhere else. Little humor, but I am Jonathan Milam, and I'm thankful for the time that I've had with you today.